Hey everyone, I'm Lillian.
And I'm Felipe.
And we are the Postmodern family.
We are Americans living in the UK, living a traditional life.
We make 3 new videos a week. You can hit that subscribe button now.
And today we're going to be reacting to Peppa Pig. I've never seen a Peppa Pig episode.
We actually don't have television, like British telly or anything. A lot of parents who know that we have young children, they always talk about Peppa Pig and CBeebies, and we don't know anything about it. But they're all over YouTube, so we decided to look up a Peppa Pig episode, and here's us reacting to it.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George.
Brother?
This is Mummy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig. Peppa Pig. Baby Alexander.
Peppa and George's cousins are coming to visit today.
Mummy, how long before Cousin Chloe is here?
Not long now, Peppa. Baby Alexander is coming too, remember?
Oh, babies cry all the time. They're so noisy.
I'm sure baby Alexander won't be that noisy.
What's that sound?
Is it a car alarm?
Is it a fire engine?
No, it's Baby Alexander.
Hello, Peppa. Hello, George.
He has to scream over.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Uncle Pig.
Hello, Auntie Pig.
You remember Baby Alexander, don't you, Peppa?
Yes.
Are you staying for a few days?
No, this is what Alexander needs for just one day.
Can't go anywhere
This
without
is
all
great.
these baby things.
Oh.
Hello, baby Alexander. He can't talk, Peppa. If he can't talk, then how do you know what he wants?
We guess. I'm guessing he's hungry.
Peppa, would you like to help feed Alexander?
Oh,
please.
cheers.
It is lunchtime
that.
for baby
Is it a
Alexander.
boy or girl?
Cousin Peppa is going to
Alexander's a boy,
feed you
right?
today, Alexander.
Here you are, baby. Oh, here it is. Oh, he keeps turning his head.
Feeding baby Alexander is quite hard.
Watch this. Here comes the aeroplane. Ooh.
Alexander likes it if you pretend the spoon is an aeroplane.
You have a go, Peppa.
Here comes the aeroplane. Open your mouth and in through the doors. Hooray! That was an aeroplane. Can you say aeroplane? I told you he can't talk.
He hasn't even said his
Aeroplane.
first word yet. Peppa, do you remember what your
That's how
first
they
word
spell it here,
was?
right?
No.
It was Mummy.
I thought Peppa's first word was Daddy.
No, Mummy.
What was George's first word? Dinosaur.
George's first word was dinosaur.
Somebody looks like they had a good lunch.
Yes, bath time, I think.
Did he say
Baby
that again?
Alexander is having a bath.
This is Mr. Dinosaur. Can you say dinosaur? He can't talk, Peppa. But he will talk one day. Then you'll know what he wants.
What do you want to do now, Alexander?
I think he wants to go for a walk.
He can't walk yet, but he can go out in his buggy.
That's a clever little buggy.
Yes, 5 gears, mud guards,
Why are
and
they both
ABS
so
standard.
Blah, blah, blah. That's how daddies talk.
Alexander likes it when you talk, Peppa.
That's because I am very interesting. This is the sky. Can you say sky? The sky is where rain comes from. Can you say rain? Rain
I
is
like
good for
Peppa's
ducks
accent.
and plants.
Her
and
accent's
make
different than her
muddy
father.
puddles.
Peppa has found a big muddy
And the
puddle.
narrator has a clearly
Look,
different other accent.
Alexander, I'm jumping up and down in a puddle.
She
I
has
love
wellies on?
jumping up
Yeah.
and down in puddles.
Alexander has said his first word. Puddles!
Hooray! Puddles! And I taught him to say it. Puddles.
Very clear pronunciation. That's it.
That's it?
So that is a full episode of Peppa Pig. Just one.
So it's just 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all just like really short stories like that.
I see. So is that one of the selling points for Peppa Pig? Is that the stories are... Is that just the way the new ADD culture is, or...?
Parents often get a DVD and they'll just play like 5 or 6 in a row as enough for one.
You've told me, or maybe someone else has told me, is that one of the things about Peppa Pig is that the dads are kind of made fun of a lot. Is that the case?
I think they're portrayed as a bit goofy and absent-minded.
But the show centers around Peppa
Yes.
and her perceptions
Yeah.
of the world. And so does the narrator ever talk about what Peppa's thinking, or?
No, it's always about action. They do this, then
Oh, I
they do
see.
that. And that's where it's very basic. It's like for children. I think that Peppa is a bit rude. In general, the things that she says.
She's like dominating the household, isn't she?
Yes.
In a sense.
And this one was all about her. Like,
Yeah.
And I taught the baby how to say its first word, you know?
Right.
But the very beginning, remember they said, oh, your cousin Chloe's coming over and baby Alexander. And she goes, oh no, like, isn't she so loud or something? She was like just very degrading about, oh no, they're coming. It wasn't, she wasn't very welcoming, excited, or, I don't know, it was just, what did you think?
I think many people will just laugh off the idea that, like, cartoons have an influence on children. I think the average parent will just say that a cartoon is just a distraction and it has like kind of no influence on a child. Don't you think that's the case?
I think so, that as long as they're entertained, as long as they're quietly entertained, the parents are happy to show them whatever it is.
There's like no long-standing influence on the child.
Yeah. Whereas whatever your child is exposed to is creating a context of what's normal and what's acceptable. And so if we let her watch a ton of Peppa Pig, I think she would become more accepting to being rude or downgrading daddy, things like that, and that we see as a stream of.
I can already like hear the comments like, "Oh, come on, it's just a cartoon. She's not gonna learn anything about behavior, and she's just gonna learn to emulate you guys as parents. The cartoon is just a moment in life, or whatever."
But we know that they soak up everything. When they're young, they're listening, and they soak everything up.
Yeah.
And they spit it back out. That's just normal for them. So I don't think I want her to be thinking that daddies say blah, blah, blah. And
Broadly then, not a fan of Peppa Pig.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
They're very short episodes, so then therefore you hear the jingle at the beginning and the end like a million times.
It's like, oh.
So if it's a 5-minute episode, you hear the jingle dun, 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 right in the beginning, and then at the end. And then if you listen to 6 episodes, you're getting that jingle 12 times.
And
in
what's the
span.
problem with that?
I think it's a little bit mind-numbing. Like, I think that, I wonder if that's their purpose, their point, is to be extremely repetitive and just get you into a lull. Even though Peppa is rude, she doesn't get corrected most of the time. I mean, it's okay to portray children as rude. And being, thoughtless. They don't do... But the way that she's treated is like, it's normal, so they don't correct it.
So you think if they showed her parents correcting her rudeness, you would be more open to the show?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then the other thing is that the language, the way they speak, all of it is very elemental. It's very basic. And if I want her to grow up and be eloquent, I want her to expose her to good writing, good scripts, good, conversation.
But that touches upon the idea that you have to meet the child at his level, his or her level. And that a little child who's just developing speech should be spoken to with very basic speech. And I've noticed that in some of the stories that we have for her, that it just dumbs down the speech.
Yes.
And I don't agree with that. But that's like a pedagogical point that's very complex. I don't know.
When we first became parents, I remember thinking, we're not going to be doing all the goo goo gagas. Like, we're just going to talk to the baby like they can understand, because they're going to learn eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just different. Thanks so much for watching this video about Peppa Pig, Americans reacting to Peppa Pig.
We hope we didn't offend you too badly, especially you Peppa Pig fans, but we gotta speak our minds, and this is the way it is.
I think it's like a British institution, isn't it?
Is it like the NHS?